The travails of Oshiomhole, the APC national chairman, it has been alleged that he said that Buhari's ministers are behind all of his travails over the 2023 presidency, whilst other countries, progressive countries, are planning ahead of how to better the lives of their people, come up with certain initiatives, different initiatives, progressive initiatives that will take their people to the next level. What we see much more, what is more prevalent in Nigeria is the tussle for presidency. They plan ahead for their own gain. It doesn't matter if it is 8 years, they keep planning, all because they're interested in their own personal interest. Embattled national chairman of the ruling All Progressive Congress, APC, Comrade Adams Oshiomhole, has described his distractors who are working to oust him as lacking in political values. Oshiomhole has had a lot of issues in Edo State. This issue has to do with Obaseki. He alleged that those fighting against him are daily holding nocturnal meeting in the residence of a serving minister who is eyeing the presidency in 2023. The APC national chairman also fingered some governors as being behind this ordeal in the party. A lot of the governors have claimed that Oshiomhole is a troublemaker. Oshiomhole is not fit to be the national chairman of APC as he is unable to bring people together. I know that the political space is full of greedy, hungry people. I say hungry. I'm not saying they've not been fed, but they always appear with an empty stomach, like they need more, like Oliver Twist. They are never satisfied with the amount of wealth that they have stolen for themselves. We oftentimes use words such as looters, embezzlement. These are these are just bogus words. They are simply thieves. Thieves like the one you see on the streets that break into people's home. This is exactly what these people are. They claim that they do not have a permanent friendship, but they have permanent interest. Simply put, Oshiomhole can be seen at loggerheads with Obaseki, and in the next coming month, you might see them holding hands together and eating a pot of pepper soup. And you wonder, was there any problem amongst them? You might realize that Oshiomhole, the chairman of APC, might decide to decamp and become PDP. And all of a sudden, he will begin to speak as if he was never a member of APC. That's to tell you that these people are playing tricks with the lives of the people. Now, he has alleged that those fighting him are holding meetings in the residence of a serving minister, all because the minister is eyeing 2023. And they believe that Oshiomhole is in support of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his presidential ambition. The APC national chairman also fingered some governors, and he claimed that they are also behind his ordeal. Oshiomhole, who spoke to State House correspondent yesterday after a closed-door meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari, expressed optimism that God will see him through the current legal and political upheavals. The court has ruled that Oshiomhole should not step into the secretariat and that he should stop acting as the chairman of APC, national chairman of APC. He described himself as a child of light who will always defeat darkness. A lot of people have said Oshiomhole's mom is behind him politically, spiritually, if we might use that word, and it has helped him to forge ahead politically. He started his journey as, a labor union president, and from that point onward, people felt he was fighting for the interest of the people. And they called him in to dip his hand in the cookie jar, and he got that position in Edo State. They claimed that he kicked out the godfathers and he took over Edo State. But right now, he wants to be a godfather to Obaseki. Oshiomhole was at the presidential villa to brief the president on the development in the party after an Abuja High Court on Wednesday ruled that he should stop parading himself as the leader of the party as a result of the suspension of his APC membership by his ward in Edo State. And according to the constitution that has been put down by APC, once you have been suspended in your ward, you cannot operate as the national chairman of the party. He told newsmen that the court lacked jurisdiction on the matter. The APC leader also lamented that the Edo State governor, Godwin Obaseki, whom he helped to power, had turned around to attack him. These people will not really tell us what is really happening. They will only say someone turned against me. But at the end of the day, we've seen that interest is not aligned. As Obaseki needs to, also create a niche for himself in politics. And it will not always be Oshiomhole being the shadow over Obaseki, and it will never be nothing. And I think he's trying to show a muster strength so as to make sure that Oshiomhole does not remain that godfather that he wants to, put himself as, since he was able to kick godfatherism out of Edo State. He said, let me also say that those behind this plot, the hands you saw, which include, as you saw on Wednesday, you saw the Edo State governor and his people jubilating, but that is the irony of life, that you will help give birth to a child and the child will look for a cutlass to want to chop off your neck. It has happened in history. It has happened in this country. So I won't be the only person. But for me, I don't think bringing in a stooge is a way to improve the lives of the people, because it is all about the lives of the people. These people, they are too rich for us to concern ourselves about them. Either Oshiomhole, either Obaseki. It is about the lives of the people of Edo State. That is the most paramount, that is the most important of all this. Either someone is trying to chop off the neck of the other person or not. It is about interest. That is all they are concerned about. Why should Oshiomhole be concerned about Edo State? If he's the national chairman of APC and he needs to mind his portfolio, but he needs to speak about Edo State. Why? One, as a citizen. Two, as an ex-governor. Three, because he was the one that paved the way for Obaseki. So maybe one way or the other, just like Lagos State, he wants to come up with a blueprint. Don't change this pattern of doing things. And Obaseki feels like, wait, we cannot continue like this. When you got in, you did yours according to how you wanted it. Now it's my turn. Let me do. You cannot keep muscling on me and tell me what to do. I am a man like you. Crown is what determines who is a king. The crown on the head of a king makes the king a king. No king is greater than the other. I think that is what is being played out here. But for me, I care less about party. What is more important is who is actually fulfilling progress in the lives of the citizens of any state, Edo State, or whatever state it is. That is the most important of all of this. That is the most important of all of this discourse. But there are other forces who see in me, for whatever reason, a threat to them. That is what Oshiomhole went on. And those leading this anti-Oshiomhole campaign, some of them, I emphasize, cannot even boast of a councillor seat in their state, even as they lay claim to leadership position in our party. Those fighting me could never deliver even a councillor of a local government in their unit. He however added that they are in the minority. He said, I am proud of the support that I'm getting from the ordinary majority of our party and even majority of our leaders. It is just unfortunate that if you have, out of 100, 90 people are happy with you, call and say, well done. Those 10 are the ones that will call press conference to denounce. They are the ones who will hold midnight meetings in the minister's house to say, how do we bring him down? They are the ones who will plot how to get rid of him because they want to be president in 2023, even when they are old on their state at the moment is doubtful. If they were to go for referendum in terms of approval ratings. He also alleged that these distractors are not comfortable with his leadership style because he believes in building a strong institution rather than building a strong individual. According to him, his enemies want him out at all costs because he refused to compromise and do their biddings. Commenting on the Abuja ruling, Oshiomhole said the court had no jurisdiction, just as he informed that his lawyers have appealed the ruling. He said, our lawyers told me that in law, when you sue a federal agency, FCTI court has no jurisdiction to entertain it. Number two, the purported suspension of my person by my ward. First, it's not even true. Number three, I am not an officer of my ward. I am the national chairman of my party, elected at a national convention by over 7,000 delegates. How could 9 persons sit down somewhere and purport that they have removed the national chairman, and the court, contrary to logic or judicial precedence, finds comfort in granting an interim interlocutory order to stop me from functioning pending when the matter is determined? In other words, he has given the order without the fact being laid before him, and in the process, adjourned the case to 7th of April. The calculations are clear that between now and April 7th, my opponents in the system would have had ample time to do all the mischievous plans that they have in place to destabilize the APC, because some of them have membership of more than one political party. But happily this afternoon, a federal high court in Kano that I believe has jurisdiction on federal issue, because the DSS, the police, are not state institutions, but federal institutions, have given an appropriate order to restrain the so-called suspension that was allegedly imposed on me by my ward in Edo State. On his visit to the president, he said, "I thought that I had a duty to brief my Mr. President as the overall leader of our party about his development. Incidentally, when I requested for the audience on Wednesday, I wasn't sure that of what has happened today, yesterday will happen. But I had a duty to inform him about the court order. But happily, before coming here, the order from Federal High Court has made nonsense of what the FCT court purported to have done, has already settled the question. And I showed to the president the resolutions of my ward, even though a ward executive does not have the powers to remove a national chairman, just to say that the document that we have says clearly that my ward passed vote of confidence on me." How the court can hold vote of confidence and twist it to mean a vote of no confidence, only that judge can explain it to himself. But the good news is that this is neither a final court nor is it the only court. Incidentally, it is just the court that did not have the jurisdiction even to listen to this matter, and our lawyer so pointed it out. But the judge was determined to oblige those who want to destabilize APC. Well, is Oshiomhole a child of light? Drop that at the comment section. Do you think Obaseki is more of a child of light, or do you think they are all birds of the same feather, flocking together, the only quarrel whenever their greed is not aligned? If you're not a member of this channel, let us read together by you tapping on the subscription button and the red notification icon bell below. It would alert you whenever videos are uploaded. Thanks for staying.